The most insane thing happened to me today. I left early in the morning because I had to take care of a couple things. I mean, I was running back and forth, just taking care of all these activities in my life. And I started getting tired and I knew the fight was coming on. So I wanted to head home, probably, get a little nap in. I get to my house, I go to open up the door and I'm like, wait a second, is this my house? Wait, this gotta be my house. Anyway, it is my house. I just didn't have the damn keys. So I make it inside and I eat a couple noodles. I never eat a couple noodles, but I was just exhausted, didn't want to cook. It gave me the bubble guts. I don't want to show you that part. But then I went into a deep sleep and I had the most insane dream. In my dream, Devin Haney took on Brian Norman Jr. and to my surprise, Devin Haney drops Brian Norman Jr. in the second round, sort of like he did with Regis Prograis. And then, to my surprise even more, when Brian Norman Jr. got up, Devin Haney tried to finish him. It was spectacular. He wasn't on his bicycle the whole damn fight. I mean, towards the end, he kind of coasted a little bit. But this was the Devin Haney I've been waiting for to see my entire life. I was enjoying it so much. And then suddenly, I woke up and realized this was a dream. Or was it? Except it wasn't a dream. Well, he is Devin the Dream Haney. Before I get into the fight, there's an issue that I have with what I saw tonight. After the Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney fight, I don't know if you saw, but Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn proceeded to trash Devin Haney's performance. And I'm going to explain to you why they did what they did and why, first off, I totally disagree. I think we need to give credit where credit is due. Devin Haney fought today the way that I've wanted him to fight. This is the Devin Haney that I've expected or I've seen when he fought Linares and at times when he fought Loma and when he fought Ryan. I mean, I think the Ryan fight was exciting, but this is the Devin Haney that I want to see. To the contrary of people, I don't hate Devin Haney. I just don't like lackluster performances. And we got to stop with this whole extremism, bro. If I say take your shoes off, please, when you come in my house, I don't expect you to be like, wait, what do you want me to do? Get butt naked? No, just take your shoes off. That's it. If I pay for a fight, I want to see a good fight. And I know you could fight better than that. I know you have enough skills where you don't have to look like you're scared for all 12 rounds. I know you can do that. What's wrong with me saying that? So, congratulations to Devin Haney. And I do not want to trash Brian Norman Jr. because like the Canelo and the Crawford fight, a lot of Canelo fans turned on Canelo and said things like, oh, he's over the hill. He was never all that. And to me, that's taken away from Crawford. Why do we do this? We are adults, bro. I feel like we should all give these guys respect, bro. It was a good fight, right? Devin kind of coasted as the fight went on, but to me, I was okay with that. That I'm okay with. People are going to complain about the clinching. Devin was clinching too much. First off, Devin's clinched since his whole career. And I don't have an issue so much with the clinching as long as it's not excessive. Now, that's to your discretion if you think it's excessive or not. But what do you want him to do? Do you want him to let some guy punch him? He's going to clinch. I'd rather see that than what I saw with Jose Ramirez. I don't care what anybody says. He looks scared fighting Jose Ramirez, and he should have did what he did today to Jose Ramirez. He should have stopped Jose Ramirez. I hardly bet, and I had I put a $50 wager that he was going to knock out Ramirez, which is kind of like why I got on Devin. So that's kind of my fault right there. But anyway, I know Devin is capable of this. Devin is a good fighter. I don't like how he tries to act like he's Floyd and taking Floyd's sayings. I don't like sometimes how Bill kind of like makes things, but Bill is promoting. That's what he's supposed to do as his father, is to put the spotlight on Dev. He does a great job with that. I feel like what Eddie Hearn did and Conor Benn, that's their way of saying we don't want to fight Devin Haney. His style is all wrong for us. That's why they did that. Because Conor Benn immediately was like, he put me to sleep. All right, Conor. He put you to sleep. Maybe it's because you saw that and was like, I don't know if I could beat that. He's too fast. And then Eddie Hearn, I thought Eddie Hearn gets on the mic and says, we need to give Devin Haney his credit for being a champion, but that's about it. This is why nobody wants to see Devin. And he trashed his performance tonight, and I think that was wrong of Eddie Hearn to do that. But I also think that's his way of saying, we don't want to fight Devin. Devin is stylistically, I think Devin beats Conor. I don't think Conor has the tools to beat him unless he catches Devin with a good shot. Speaking of tonight, Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes was the fight of the night by far. Abdullah Mason, showed a little bit of holes in his game today, but the kid's never been past round 6. Okay, and Sam Noakes was undefeated, power puncher. They both caught each other with great shots. That was by far the best fight of the night. Abdullah Mason, I already knew the kid got heart, and the kid likes to fight. When he's popping his jab, and he's standing and he's circling and he's standing his ground and he's staying in the pocket, Abdullah Mason's hard to beat. What happens is he catches his opponent with a good shot and completely disregards circling and his ring IQ, and he just starts being a dog, and he goes into the phone booth and he tries to get the fighter out of there. That's what he does. His corner was yelling at him. I don't know if that was his brother, but his brother said, "What are you doing, bro? Go back to the jab and you'll see how easier the fight is." The problem is Abdullah Mason doesn't want an easy fight. He wants a knockout. That's the difference between certain fighters. Abdullah Mason doesn't want to sit there and jab you and beat you on points. He wants to make a statement. He wants to get you out of there. You know what I mean? And that just comes down to the individual. I love fighters like that. You know, my favorite fighter was Tito Trinidad. You know, he would get off the canvas and knock you out. Like fighters with Devin, like I understand that he can't do that. You know, so but what he did today was great. I got no problem with that. That's the Devin I want to see. You know, if you're still gonna say you're upset with that performance with Devin, I don't know what to tell you, because you're not gonna get anything better from him. The only thing, like, if you're expecting him to stop people, that's just not his style. That's not his style. Like, he's not gonna be knocking people. Devin doesn't knock people out. That's not what he does, bro. He wins. You know, this is how he wins. But this type of winning, I'm okay with, because he's showing me that he wanted to be in there. He's showing me that he was trying to hurt his opponent. I don't know which Devin we're going to get half the time. You know, if you get mad at me because I'm telling you that I'm paying for a pay-per-view and I want excitement, I don't know what to tell you. But next time you go into a restaurant and you eat some food and it's bland, I want you to just get up and say, "Thank you for this marvelous food," and walk out and don't say nothing. I don't know if you will, but if that's how you value your money, that's on you. I am different. I'm very outspoken, but I'm also very respectful, and I give credit to where it's due. Bam Rodriguez dominated the other dude, Martinez, the dude that, I mean, it was kind of a mismatch, which is crazy because he was going for his title. And Anthony Yarde got stopped in round 7 by David Benavidez. David Benavidez, bro, that dude's a problem, bro. It is what it is. And he's getting better and better and better. And, you know, he's, like they say, the Mexican monster. But overall, the card was a great card. Tell me your thoughts down below. And this is Shadow. Hope y'all have a blessed night.